Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Master video, and the new type skill system is coming very soon, right? If I remember correctly, the dev letter talked about like somewhere around late December, right? So very likely we'll be getting this soon, and probably more info maybe as well. So let's just go over some of the type skills and sort of discuss it. So Joe from Cerebi actually updated Cerebi with the type skills and some of the categorization, so it's easier for us to go through and talk about it first. So um, since we don't know what they do yet, you just wrote in all of them. This has an effect maybe. So for all the theme skills that we know are like sort of confirmed right now, is that are like coming out in the next update, right? Is the region ones. So Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Alola, and Galar with the one Galar character, Gloria, in there, right? And then we also have the position, right? Sort of theme skills, or being gym leader or elite four or whatever, right? So yeah, let's talk about them. So I meant for Joe, sort of preemptively kind of categorized these, and it might not be exactly like how it's going to be eventually, because there are some like kind of difficult characters to sort of categorize, right? For example, if we look in like Johto, right? Johto, you have characters like Will and Karen. Will and Karen, I mean, they are the Elite Four members from, Gold, Silver, Crystal Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver, but technically the league is still in Kanto. So, and that's where you kind of bow them. They're like positional, like geographically, they're like it's kind of hard, right? So we don't know exactly how it's going to go. If I were to guess, they would probably be categorized in Johto, right? They could be both, right? But if I were to guess, they'd probably be in Johto um, since the Johto Elite Four, or Johto Champion Stadium does have them listed as Johto, right? Same for like Lance and Koga, right? Even though Koga is the Fuchs City gym leader, right, in Kanto, and Lance is the lead four member in Kanto at Indigo Plateau, right? Lance, was also the champion in the Johto games, and Koga was the lead four in the Johto games. But also, are they Kanto or are they Johto, right? Again, some of these are hard to tell. There's quite a few of them, right, which are pretty interesting. I do wonder, like, and this one might be a bit far fetched, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna put her as Kalos, but like isn't like Valerie, like isn't she from like Johto or something, right? So yeah, again, these aren't going to be exactly 100% how it's going to be eventually once once the future actually comes out, but these are some categories that we could potentially see how they look up, and let's go through them and let's talk about each one of these theme skills, what units we have in each of these categories, and how they work together, what we sort of need and sort of we don't really have, right? And each of these theme skills to make them either better or whatever, right? So going over Kanto first. Kanto, we have stuff like Agatha, that's a sleeper, which is nice. We have Blaine, which gives Sun. We got Blue to deal some decent damage, right? Singsu Blue is fantastic support. Brock, great tech, right? Erica, great tech. Erica, or Hilarica, right? Fantastic tank support. Giovanni could do some damage. Koga, great tech. Lance could do some damage, right? Misty, like if you look at Kanto, a lot of Kanto units, mostly like you see like an overload of really, really, really just top tier supports, right? You got Singsu Leaf, Sabrina, Misty, right? Hilarica, and Singsu Blue, really, really great supports, and also got Leaf as well, a decent support as well. So you have like a really big overload of sort of just supports in the Kanto theme skill, and got some decent text there as well, right? With Brock, Erica, Blaine, all that stuff, Koga, right? Singsu Leaf. Or also, what? Wait, did I say Singsu Leaf was support? No, Singsu Leaf is a tech. But yeah, stuff like that. And Kanto doesn't really have that many, great strikers. Obviously, Red is fantastic, right? Um, and I guess just Red, Blue, and Lance are like the big strikers in Kanto. However, thankfully for Kanto, right, you do have like stuff like Koga, Misty, Singsu Leaf, Professor Oak, who could all do like solid damage, even though they're not like strikers, right? So that's always nice, right? So yeah, that's just for Kanto. Let's go over some of the Johto Sing pairs here, right? So for Johto, we have in terms of strikers, we have a lot of great strikers. Claire, right? Karen, Chris is still nice. Summer Lai is really, really good, right? Ethan's fantastic. Mori's okay, right? We got some really, really great strikers. As for supports, we don't have that many. Oh, also Price there as well. Don't have that many great supports. Just Lyra and Jasmine, which they're really both of them are really, really good, right? Especially Lyra offensively, Jasmine's defensively, right? Great supports. Not too many interesting techs, honestly. Like, yeah, Johto really doesn't have too many interesting techs for the most part. I don't know. It's basically just like the only techs are like what Whitney and is Will, I guess. And Will is a great damage dealer, but like doesn't really do that. I mean, well, it does confuse flinch, all that stuff. But yeah, their techs aren't amazing, right? Johto does lack a decent amount of or decent or good or interesting or helpful tanks, right, for the most part. So there's that, I guess, right? But again, fantastic strikers that they have, or a range of strikers. As for Hoenn does seem kind of balanced, honestly, right? You got great strikers like Brendan, Steven, Ice Steven, Wally, right? All these great strikers. Then you got like really, really good techs like Alicia, Wallace, right? Alicia and Wallace, and then or Flannery, right? And then great supports as well. Phoebe, Roxanne's a good support. Glacia, right? There's Drake up there, which could be semi-interesting as well. So I'd say Hoenn is kind of balanced. It's just not extremely extreme, right? And when you look at like stuff like Ice Steven, you do also kind of have to think. And we don't know how powerful the theme skills are yet, but once we know how powerful they are, we'll sort of have to kind of balance. Oh, is it worth running it in this certain theme skill, or is it just better if we just pick up Steven with I guess Delibird or Pheromones or whatever, right? Although you could run Steven with Glacia down here. Glacia and Steven, they're both Hoenn, right? So that's definitely nice. So there are a lot of really interesting considerations that you could think about, and also it doesn't have to be all three in the same theme skill for like a theme skill act, but you could have two in the theme skill. And my phone just dropped on the floor, which is very not fun. You could have two of the same theme skill on the same team, and you could throw in a third one. Whether most of the time probably going to be a support or maybe a weather setter that's from like a different theme skill completely, right? That you probably would want to make the team more complete, right? So moving on, let's check out Sinnoh. Sinnoh has some good stuff all around as well, sorta, right? With strikers, you got both Cynthia's fantastic strikers. Barry's a great striker, right? Flint, Fantina, right? Cyrus, right? And then you got supports like Dawn / Tank, right? Tanks like Dawn. The thing about Sinnoh is you don't really have any great offensive supports, right? You have a fantastic one with Dawn defensively, but offensively you don't have that many great offensive supports. It's just like Cheryl is Cheryl like their only okay, Maylene and Cheryl, right? Yeah, not the best, not terrible either. I mean, usually could get the job done, but also not incredible, right? In comparison to like some of the stuff that like the other regions have in terms of support. You got some nice techs. Obviously, you know, Vulcan over here, right? Crash Wake's still okay. Candace, but you don't have any like ice. You just that you really use hail. So yeah, techs also kind of lack as well in Sinnoh. So Sinnoh has again a decent catalog of strikers, just not that many in terms of techs and supports. So that's kind of sad. Moving on to Unova. Unova basically has like everything because Unova has a lot of characters in the game, right? Strikers like Berg, Alder, right? What else? Hilda, Fall Hilbert, Grimsley, Sings of Grimsley, Elisa, right? Caitlyn, and then you got like fantastic supports like, you know, stuff like Charon, this Hilbert, right? Rosa, Holiday Rosa, Skyla, right? It's, you know, huge supports there and great techs. You have Bianca. What else we got? Although does Bianca really help? Oh, Bianca and Caitlyn, I guess they're both Unova, right? So Bianca, Caitlyn, they could work out something like that. Any other techs? Regular Grimsley, maybe, right? Oh, Iris also for a striker. Holiday Skyla, right? Great damage dealer as well. So yeah, Unova basically has everything because Unova, there are a lot of characters in Unova overall. Kalos slightly struggles a bit because Kalos doesn't really have anything. Like your best striker in Kalos is, I mean, just like striker, not like, you know, damage dealer striker, because like obviously Kalos has Serena, which, you know, one of the highest damage dealers in the game. But like strikers, like your best one is like Karina, which isn't the best, unfortunately. But you have some, you know, solid damage dealers like Holiday Seabold, Serena, right? So those can work out. You don't have really that many great supports, unfortunately, and by not that many great supports, I mean literally no supports? Yeah, Kalos literally does not have a support. Okay, I just realized Kalos does not have a support. What the heck? Kalos does not have a single support in the game. I really hope they do something like a Lysander or Xerneas and make it a support, because Kalos does not have any supports for their February legendary event or something. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, they have some techs. Ramos is great, right? Kalem's okay, all that stuff. Against Seabold, Serena, fantastic, right? One of the best in the game. Yeah, oh my god, Kalos. Damn! Now that theme skills are in the game, Kalos needs some help. Kalos needs some serious help, right? As for Alola, you got a bit of everything as well, right? Guzma Plumera for striker / tech Plumera, right? Olivia, that's another striker. Luzmine's a good striker, right? And then you got, you know, great techs like both Acerolas. Hot was a, you know, great striker now as well with Electric Train. Yeah, like Nanu's still good, Kukui's good. And I guess Alola doesn't have that many great supports. It's just mainly like Lily, right? That's like the big one. Lily basically kind of carries. Is that actually the only support? Yeah, I think Lily's literally the only support. Yeah, Lily's just the only support to carry the whole Alola region, which is fine. I mean, she gives you both physical and special attack, so I guess that works out in a way, right? And then obviously Galar, you literally have only one character in here. So let's check out the other ones, the gym leaders and lead fours. So they will intersect, right? And will activate multiple. So, you know, if you're in the same region, if you're like in the same position as well, like that's obviously going to be fantastic, right? I posted a video on my Twitter and probably on somewhere on my YouTube as well. Not like a video, like channel tab or whatever, all right, or a community tab. You can find that I did a 2v3 champion stadium battle with Hilarica and Sabrina, right? That it's so overpowered, like against Lance. If I remember correctly, Comfy at most healed like 600 HP back on one training kiss, which is basically 60 or 600 HP is like more HP than like most sync pairs have like in total in the whole game. So that would be a, you know, really great example of a great, you know, theme skill buff, right? That's like they're both in Kanto, they're both gym leaders, right? So let's check some of these out. In terms of gym leader theme skills, gym leaders. I mean, there's a lot of gym leaders, right? I mean, a lot. However, a lot of the gym leaders are like relatively lower star, right? There are 5-star gym leaders. Obviously, you got Sabrina, Holiday Skyla, right? Wallace, Clement, Jasmine. Like just like position wise, gym leader is just such a large category, and there's so many. I mean, there's 8 gym leaders per region, right? Not that all of them are in the game yet, but a decent amount of them are in the game, right? So like you don't really have to worry too much in terms of gym leaders, right? It's more so maybe finding some opportunities to have them intersect with any like the regions, right? If you check out any of the like let's see, is there any good like Johto pairs for gym leaders? I guess Koga plus Claire, if Koga is categorized as Johto, but again we don't know if it's gonna be Kanto or Johto, right? um Let's see. Skyla plus literally anyone in Unova would be good, right? Because it's Skyla. So yeah, you got a lot of options. Wallace plus Pelipper, right? You could Pelipper. They're both Hoenn, both gym leaders, and Pelipper gives you rain. Wallace obviously Milotic, water type. You get a huge boost from that, which is definitely nice, right? So yeah, a lot of different things to consider over here. And let's check out the Elite Fours. The Elite Four, it's a slightly narrower one than gym leaders because there's only half the number of Elite Four members, and there are gym leaders approximately, right? And yeah, like if you're trying to find any intersections with like regions, if you look at Hoenn, Drake, Phoebe, and Glacia, all 3 of the Hoenn Elite Fours that are in the game right now are all supports. So they're not going to work the best together, right? Unless in some other circumstances they're both like supporting like some other like Hoenn striker, which wouldn't be terrible. Like if you could probably run like Phoebe, Glacia with like Ice Steven, right? That would probably work out. Or regular Steve. Well, I mean, Glacia doesn't really do anything in that comp. Maybe Phoebe, Drake, and no, that's way too slow. That's way too slow. Never mind. But yeah, you do have some interesting options all around, right? Singsu Grimsley could go well with no other Unova Elite Four. I guess like Kalen tanks and Grimsley do damage, but I mean generally they don't really mesh well or too well together. Let's see. Alola got Olivia, Mullane, Kahili, all 3 of them strikers. And Acerola as well. We have the 2 Acerolas, I guess. And Alola. So I don't know. They don't work too well together. A lot of these Elite Fours. If we're going for the same, if we go like cross region, there obviously are some much better pairs and whatnot, right? Cross region wise, you could always Karen with Agatha, right? That would work out to an extent. That would be sort of nice. Phoebe with I don't know, just whatever damage dealer needs crit. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. Again, these are not going to be probably what they're going to be at the end, right? We're really just gonna sort of depend on how it works out, and also another interesting factor to sort of think about is, are they gonna like include trial captains in the gym leader section, or are they gonna put trial captains in their own section? Because here's the problem with putting trial captains in their own section, right? Because obviously they're not technically gym leaders, but they kind of sort of function similar to gym leaders. But like trial captains, if you put them in their own category, there's not a lot of trial captains. Like how many trial captains do we have in this game, right? We got Mina, Hapu, Sophocles, and Acerola? Is that it? I think that's all, right? I think that's all the ones that we have in the game at the moment. So, well, no, Hapu's not even a trial captain. Hapu's Grand Kahuna, right? So, yeah, there's like three of them right now or something. But yeah, we'll see how it works out, right? But there are definitely going to be some really interesting team comps that you could build with them. I personally can't wait for them. Hopefully the theme skills are much more interesting and stronger than the type skills. I personally hope. So we'll see what happens then. But anyways, that's my video. This one. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. I'll see you guys in the next one.